Well there. Hey there, hi there, ho there, yo.
All the
I don't
things there.
I don't know.
Kurt and Jen in the Morning Podcast. Thank you for letting us be part of your day. You can like,
Yeah.
subscribe, anything to interact with us helps our show. So review it, follow it. Everything you do is free. It just takes a moment. Then we would so appreciate it. Happy Wednesday.
What a perfect sell that was, Jen. I love it. Yeah, Wednesday. So it's first of all, it's the day after April Fool's Day. So we're wondering if you survived it. If you're listening, clearly you did. And you know what else it is today? Peanut butter and jelly sandwich day.
National PB&J Day. I like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and I forget about them because I don't often have like ghetto white trash bread. Is
You
it
don't
okay
need
to
to
say
have ghetto white trash bed to have PB&J.
Um, to have a good one, you do?
So what is ghetto white trash bread? Wonder?
Yeah, or like just like the store brand white bread.
Many, many moons ago, I had the idea to open a peanut butter and jelly restaurant. That's all that they sold. PB&J sandwiches.
Like different varieties, like you could have bananas on it or
Mhm.
mayonnaise with it or
Sure.
whatever.
But
Oh,
then I saw that there early there was I was going through some airport. Was it Phoenix? No, anyway, and they had a little stand that was just a peanut butter and jelly stand. Here's a
oh,
question.
yeah.
Maybe this is one's going to be just me. Um, do you do you have when it comes to eating food, I will arrange the peanut butter and jelly sandwich so that the jelly is on top when I'm eating it. I think that that's the proper way for it to hit your taste buds.
Oh, that's so interesting, Kurt.
Yeah, it's
No.
like yeah, you put it together and you smash the sandwich together, and then it's like okay, the jelly has to be. What did I just say? The jelly has to be on top.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
so funny. No, I don't have that. But what I do like to do is like how you have your peanut butter on one side and jelly on the other. On the jelly side, I often like to do the thinnest layer of peanut butter so the jelly doesn't squish, like go all the way through the other side of the bread.
If you put on too much peanut butter, that's what happens.
No, if you put on too much jelly, sometimes it
Ah,
leaks through the bread because it's juicy. So I do a thin layer of peanut butter so it doesn't do that. It all stays in the sandwich.
oh, sounds like that makes for like double peanut butter and
Right?
one spread of jelly.
Anyway, we hope you celebrate PB&J Day by eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And if you have a nut allergy, maybe just jelly. I don't know.
Okay. We
Okay.
spent a lot of time on that. That was silly. All right. April Fool's jokes from yesterday. We're going to go over some of the best ones. Gen Zers are saying that they only need to know one thing, this one thing to tell about how old you are.
Yep. And do men or women, who has the worst hearing? I
Hmm.
know the answer to that.
I would guess the answer to that, but I'm going to find out with you, I suppose. Our question of the day from Monday was fun facts about you that people find hard to believe,
They're
and a lot
good
of you
ones.
contributed. Yes.
And then how many minutes does the average American spend worrying each day?
Mm.
Too many minutes. And ways to stay awake at the wheel if you're driving and are tired. And there's so much more here.
Yep.
Lots
Ready?
of conversation starters. Ready?
Here we go.
I have to explain.
You have to explain your hair?
I do because it's like my hair is, if you're watching, I don't, and if you're not, I'm going to describe it. I have it up in a scrunchie. Like
Hmm.
it's messy. It is so messy. But here's the thing and women can relate to this. I'm getting my hair cut and colored later today. So there is no sense in doing anything with my hair. I didn't wash it. I just threw it up because they're gonna make it pretty and I'm wasting my time if I do it. And washing your hair and having to style it is a big thing. Like it's an all the things shower if you're washing your hair.
I kind of wonder if there was a joke, not a joke, but I saw a funny meme a while ago that suggested that when they have these beauty pageants and stuff, one of the, they've got the whatever the evening gown part or whatever the case may be. They said one of the things should be messy bun and sweatpants because a lot of guys that's super cute, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be a so they come out in the evening gown and they all do their thing, and then the next thing it's like they all come out in sweats and a boyfriend t-shirt and
And
a
if you can
messy
still look
bun.
hot in that, then
Hmm.
yeah, go.
So you agree that would be a good category to
Yeah,
have?
but you can't have makeup on either.
Okay. That's the part of the rules.
There you
All
go.
right.
All
Well, you
right.
look fine.
Thanks, Kurt.
That's where you say fine's not good enough.
That's
I
true,
like
but
that. All
it's
right.
all right.
We have a little sad news here.
Um,
And it's not that. Got to make sure you play the right bit.
I'm your huckleberry.
Fight's not with you, Holiday.
I beg to differ, sir. We started a game we never got to finish. Play for blood, remember?
I was just fooling about.
I wasn't.
Awesome.
I don't remember what's that
That's
from?
from Tombstone. That's Val Kilmer, who passed away yesterday. And one of my favorite movies. And a lot of people, if you ever look up Tombstone and Val Kilmer, there, he should have got an Academy Award for this one. He was so good in that as Doc Holliday. So yeah, Val Kilmer passed away yesterday at the age of 65. Way too young, by the way.
Way too young.
He died of pneumonia. That's what it's
That
saying.
pneumonia, if you're already not well, that pneumonia will really get you, and I don't like it.
Right. And he had some health issues. I mean, you may remember that his voice, if you saw Top Gun Maverick, I believe the last movie that
Yeah.
he was in, in 2014, Val was diagnosed with throat cancer, and he had a procedure done on his trachea that damaged his vocal cords, so he had a very hard time speaking. So I do believe that he beat that, and he was cancer-free for years, but I think there were other health issues as well. In case you don't know, he had been in Hollywood for a long, long time. He started in the 80s with some funny comedies, Top Secret and Real Genius, and then he was Iceman in Top Gun.
Who can forget? I feel like that's what really like put him on the map.
Iceman?
Yeah.
I know what you're saying. It was the beach volleyball scene with Iceman.
It was all of it and as Iceman.
He was also Jim Morrison in The Doors. He really got involved. I don't know if that's what they call method acting or whatever, but he really dove into these characters. For instance, I read that when he played Jim Morrison in The Doors, he spent like a year sort of prepping for that, and he dressed like Jim Morrison every day and wore clothes like him, and that, getting into character for, several months or a year beforehand that's pretty much dedication to your craft, I guess.
Yeah. And he was also in Batman Forever.
He was Batman in Batman
That's
Forever.
Batman. Yeah.
Some people would argue he's one of the better or the best Batmans. I don't know. I'm still a Michael Keaton fan from the first one.
Oh, for sure. We will miss Val Kilmer, and that is a tragedy for sure.
Without question. So there you go.
You brought this up. I kept seeing memes on social media that I was like, what are people talking about? Because I really don't watch the news, and I should. We'll do show research to get.
I'm not sure that you should.
Right?
A lot of people aren't watching the news anymore because most of it's bad. Democratic Senator Cory Booker mounted a historic protest on the Senate floor. This went over the course of 2 days. He was warning against the harms of what he said the new Trump administration is inflicting on the American public. Cory Booker spoke. He took the stand, I guess. That sounds like it's a court case, but he got up there to do his speech, do his talking there on the Senate floor, and he spoke for 25 hours and 5 minutes straight.
Now, Kurt, you were telling me things that, like, I was like, oh, did he get to take any breaks? And you're like,
Nope.
No, he couldn't even take a bathroom break.
I think the only kind of break he was able to take, I think somebody came up and gave him a hug at some point. I'm not sure, but once they're up there once they've got the floor, they've got it until they relinquish it. So as long as he was up there standing and talking, he had the floor, and he ended up doing that for 25 hours and 5 minutes, which is a new record, surpassing Strom Thurmond's speech of 24 hours and 18 minutes in 1957.
Wow. And this was an on purpose thing. Like, he went out to set this record because it was in protest, right?
Yeah, he said these are not normal times, that we are a country in crisis. He railed against a wide range of issues, including Elon Musk's effort to overhaul the federal government, Trump warning of potential cuts to key healthcare programs for millions of Americans. Here's a quote: "I rise with the intention of disrupting the normal business of the United States. For as long as I am physically able, I rise tonight because I believe sincerely that our country is in crisis." So,
do you happen to know if he had an audience that whole time?
I know that some people stuck with him. I don't. I would say probably not.
Right.
I mean, if you didn't prepare to be there for 25 hours or whatever, then, I'd say if you knew you were going to be doing a 25-hour marathon, anything, you'd have to prepare for it, right? So, but he set a new record and also drew attention to what he was talking about. So maybe it'll do some good and help with some of these things.
And he didn't even have any notes. He just had a Bible, right? Isn't that what you
Just
said?
a little Bible verse and
a Bible verse in his pocket.
I don't know if I could. You know how hard that would be?
Oh, Yes, I couldn't
We
do it.
we on the radio we'd have to talk for 3 or 4 minutes at a time, and I think that's all I have to say about that.
Well,
All
good for you
right.
for setting the record. Well, yesterday being April 1st kicked off the month, another month of the year,
Right.
25% through 2025.
I guess we are a fourth of the way through now. Yeah.
Here
So,
are a few things to look forward to in April.
mhm,
It's always a good month for sports because you've got March Madness, which continues, which the Final Four is this weekend.
right.
Women,
Women's national championship game is on Sunday as well. Don't want to forget about that. The men's final is on Monday. The final is on Monday. Major League Baseball season in full swing now. If you're into golf, the Masters starts on April 10th. The NBA and NHL playoffs both start on 19th. If you're saying, oh, well, where are the Kraken going to be playing in the playoffs? No Seattle Kraken this year. So
there's a lot of movies that are opening this month, including Mickey Mouse Thriller, Scream Boat. My daughter Macy, who is really into like horror films right now,
Mhm.
had me watch the trailer, and I'm like, no.
That is that. Yeah, they've done this thrill. It's sort of a horror thriller, I guess, a little bit of a comedy. Scream Boat with Mickey Mouse. Also, a Minecraft movie opens on Friday. You can see Sinners with Michael B. Jordan a little later this month, and The Accountant Part 2 with Ben Affleck that opens on April 25th.
There's lots of TV shows that are returning: The Handmaid's Tale, Black Mirror, The Last of Us, which my daughter Riley is super excited about. She loves that video game. And finally, holidays. We've already had April
April
Fool's.
Fool's Day.
But
Is
there's
that a holiday for real? I guess.
no. Passover starts on the 12th, Good Friday on the 18th, and Easter is on April 20th. And they're making fun of it because they're saying buy extra candy because it's on 4/20.
What does that mean, Jen?
It's a marijuana day too.
If you're into the national days, you'll be able to enjoy National Burrito Day on Thursday. Just so you know, you can plan ahead. That's tomorrow, National Burrito Day.
And National Twinkie Day's on Sunday.
Man, how could you go wrong with National Twinkie Day and
I don't know.
Burrito Day? I love it.
I don't know.
Did you fall for any April Fool's pranks yesterday?
At first, I was like, oh, I read something online and I'm like, there's no way. And then I read it was on Facebook about someone saying they quit their job to be a full-time YouTuber. And I'm like, no way. And I read the comments. I'm like, that's April Fool's.
Okay. We should also point out that last April Fool's Day was not so funny for us.
It was our 1-year anniversary of getting from
Star 101.5 changed to Hank 101.5, and that was the end of that, which actually led to us doing the podcast. So I guess that's some good that came out.
30-year career down the drain.
Yep. That's how it goes sometimes. So some of the April Fool's pranks that some of the companies and brands got into yesterday. Hidden Valley Ranch said, Olipop announced that they were going to have a new variety of Olipop, and that was going to be Hidden Valley Ranch flavored soda. Bleh.
That would be so disgusting. Yahoo's touch grass keyboard. They posted a video of a keyboard with grass growing out of each key, and they claimed it immediately sold out.
You could have, in theory, except it was April Fool's Day, cat poop scented candles. All right. You could have gotten from the people at Dude Wipes. They said, hey, we've got an electric shaver just for your butt so you can manscape. A shaver with a cone-shaped attachment so you can really get in there.
Oh my gosh. They teamed up with Manscaped. That's what happened. So Dude Wipes teamed up with Manscaped for this electric shaver for your butt that was an April Fool's joke. Although, I bet some guys were like, okay, I'm here for it.
I need that. How about an entire outfit that they made? This is from Glasses USA. They claim they made a whole line of clothing made out of microfiber cloth, so you could use your shirt, your pants, your socks, whatever to clean your glasses. That was also a good one. Yeah.
I want to do a few more. Josh Sellers claimed they were launching a line of stylish modern couches and chairs with built-in wine stains, so you don't have to worry about adding more.
It comes pre-wine stained. Okay. The Duolingo World Cruise, they claim they were partnering with Carnival Cruise Line for a 5-year cruise to help you learn 40 different languages, which I bet people are like, that's pretty cool. If you can spend 5 years at sea.
I think some people would think that was cool. And then there was Reese's, because we just I love Reese's, claimed they were selling chocolate bread for peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And people, including me, are just, I'm just reading this. I am disappointed that that is not real, because that, why not? Why not, Reese's?
Jen Pirak would have got in on the chocolate flavored bread. Not even chocolate flavored. It was made of chocolate.
It's chocolate bread. And then you spread peanut butter and jelly on that? Yeah, I'd be there for trying that.
Well, that maybe you should look into, actually, that could be your company.
Maybe.
Chocolate bread.
Okay. Have you ever fallen asleep at the wheel?
I have fallen asleep at the well. I have, yes, and I don't know, like, falling asleep for a long period of time, but certainly I've driven home and dozing off, and that's not good. So
Well, here's the deal. The April is National Distracted Driving Awareness Month, and a
Mhm.
poll found that 1 in 7 Americans have fallen asleep at the wheel before. I've like gotten a little dozy, and I'm like, I have got to do something to
Did
stay
you
awake. And
did you
so
pull over and stop?
here, well, no, I did some of the things that I'm about to tell you that they are suggesting, that experts are saying to suggest,
If
or
you're
I mean,
so
saying to do.
tired, you're
Yeah,
dozing while you're driving, here's things that you can do.
yes, drink something with caffeine,
Hmm.
crank the radio, roll down the windows or blast the AC, talk to someone on the phone, and
That's a good one.
I know that's my go-to. I roll down the windows and crank the radio too, though. 6 and 10 people say what they will do is pull over and rest, which
Mhm.
is what you should do. Ultimately.
Absolutely.
You shouldn't, yeah, if you're tired, don't get behind the wheel.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Actually, that reminds me. This is not about being behind the wheel, but you were asking if any. That it's funny you brought this thing up. Last night, and Dana claims, my wife claims sometimes that she sleepwalks, because I think that is the way she gets out of saying some of the things that she says to me when she's super tired or early in the morning. Last night, it was probably our dog Bella needed to go outside, so Dana woke up and I could hear her grumbling, like blah, 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 having to take the dog out. And she came back to bed, and I'm like, I love you, sweetie, and she's like, great, great,
Great.
okay.
What time was it at night? Was it like Bella just can't hold her bladder during the night?
Not always, but sometimes, she'll go over and you can hear it. She scratches at the door. It's like, I need to go out. All right. So, what do? You can sit there and debate it. Does she have to or not? But ultimately, it's like, okay, we'll let you out. And that's how you find out that when you tell your wife that you love her, she thinks it's great.
Oh my God,
Great.
funny.
Okay. Thank you for letting me share that. I thought that was fun.
I'm excited
You are?
yes, about some of the concerts that are coming to Seattle. I mean, this is, as you know, Kurt, since we were in radio forever, like I just feel like springtime is the time when people start announcing tours. I mean, there's already been a lot of country tours announced and whatnot, but here's some acts that are coming to Seattle that have recently been announced.
Yes.
Jonas Brothers are coming to Seattle Climate Pledge Arena Monday, September 22nd on their 20th anniversary. They're calling it Jonas 20, Living the Dream Tour.
Okay.
Lady Gaga is bringing her Mayhem Ball tour. She hasn't been on tour for a hot second. She's coming to Climate Pledge for 2 nights, Wednesday, August 6th and Thursday, August 7th.
If I may jump in here for a second, and last time, 2 times ago, when Lady Gaga was here, and she was at the Tacoma Dome, Dane and I went and saw the show. She puts on a great show. If you're a fan, you're going to want to go. If you're maybe just a minor fan, it's worth checking out.
I'm going to add to that. she her show is great because she is so creative. I mean, Lady Gaga, her costumes can be
Right.
outrageous, the sets and all that. But beyond all that, she is wicked talented as a musician.
I remember the first time that, because the first couple songs came out and you heard them on the radio and they were pop dancey songs or whatever. And then I think she was on the Today Show doing their morning, whatever
Yeah.
tour thing. And she played piano. I was like, wow, this, she's got the goods. She's
Piano
super,
and
super
her
talented.
voice, the
Mhm.
pop songs are hard to sometimes showcase like how beautiful your voice is.
Yeah.
She really is so talented. Okay, and then the Washington State Fair 2025 concert series has some awesome acts coming. Megan Trainor's coming, AJR, Riley Green, if you're a country fan, Darius Rucker, Ludacris. And get this, Kurt, they have this old school concert that features Toto, Christopher Cross, and Men at Work.
I would go for 2 out of 3 of those.
Which two?
Oh, come on. Toto, Christopher Cross, and Men at Work.
I
If you
like
could,
all of them.
I would say, okay, I would go see Toto and Men at Work.
You don't like Christopher Cross sailing?
I don't not like Christopher Cross sailing. I have no desire to see him play sailing. And and he's, in all his little mellow songs.
He
If you
does.
get caught between the moon and New York City, you know,
All
I
right, the
will
whole
never
thing
sing in
is at
falsetto again.
thefair.com. So
Hmm.
if you want to get tickets, or it's at thefair.com, and the fair runs August 29th through September 21st.
There you go. Thank you for that. I like this story, and I had heard rumors of this for years. I think.
I did not know that this film was sitting on the shelf for a very
Right.
long time.
This is from the Looney Tunes people. The movie Coyote versus Acme is coming out after all. You may recall from all those Roadrunner cartoons that the Coyote, Wile E. Coyote, was always ordering stuff from Acme, whether it was a giant safe that dropped on the Roadrunner, or I don't. Anyway, I think Acme sells also dynamite and rocket-propelled skates. Anyway, so the movie Coyote versus Acme has already been made. I guess Warner Brothers spent $70 million making the movie in which Wile E. Coyote finally sues the Acme company over the many faulty products that hindered his attempts to capture Roadrunner.
This is what the movie is about. That's
Yes.
already made, by the way.
But they shelved the movie as part of a write-off?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This movie has been sitting on a shelf for a little while, and it's not until this company called Ketchup Entertainment bought rights to that film, and they're going to put it in theaters. We don't know when yet. It's coming though.
Fantastic. I guess it stars Will Forte and John Cena. It's a mix of animation and live action. So I'm not going to be first in line to see that one, but I think that'd be a lot of fun. What's it called? Coyote versus Acme. Okay, there we go. All right.
Our question of the day was awesome. It was. I loved it.
It was a simple one. What's a fun fact about you that people would find hard to believe? I think that I shared, what did I share? Oh, that I used to own a Subway restaurant. That was a fun fact about me that people would probably find a little bit hard to believe. I'm trying to think of it. Did you have one finally, Jen? Or
I don't have a fun fact about me.
um,
Fun fact. Maybe that I've been to Disneyland like so many times.
it's certainly in double digits. Maybe it's in the 20s, more than that.
Oh, it's more than 20 times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you certainly let us know what your fun facts were, starting with Merity. Merity said, I used to show Dalmatians in dog shows and got a junior champion ribbon.
Because
All
her
right.
dad raised him and showed Dalmatians when she was a kid. So that was the influence. Marilyn said I tried barrel racing as a teenager
What's barrel racing?
on horses. I'm pretty sure
Oh, okay. Yes. All right.
that's what I think it is.
Okay.
I love-
Lane,
Yes.
longtime listener. I held the Marysville Pilchuck High School boys 12-pound shot put record for 18 years.
Go Lane.
Now I'm going to share this one because this is Susie, who is our dog groomer.
Okay.
And this is true. She was a drug dealer for many years, like a serious drug dealer. And now she has cleaned up, 31 years ago, cleaned up her act. And it says I look like a normie now.
That makes my heart so happy that she was able to turn her life around.
Yeah, the line, I was a horrible drug dealer. It means like, does that mean you were very bad at being a drug dealer, or you're really good at it by being horrible? So anyway, congrats. Yeah, 31 years clean and sober. Good for her. Michael said, when I was a kid, we lived next to Japanese neighbors and they snacked on fried ants. And so did I. Fried ants.
Jenny said I won on the radio over 50 times.
That's true.
Winning Taylor Swift tickets by accident.
She won from us a lot, right? When we were on the morning show?
Yes.
Ina says, I went scuba diving at 100 feet and ran into sharks. That was not part of the tour.
I think Tiger had a couple different ones. He did.
Well, I used the one yesterday where he was the original Mariners moose, or on Monday. He was the original Mariners moose, but he also we just shared that. And then he shared additionally, I once peed next to James Earl Jones. He looked over me and the Darth Vader voice said, that's a good pee. That's a good pee. I can't do Darth Vader voice.
I wonder if that's real or April Fool's.
You know what? I didn't think about that. Were people doing April Fools on us
I
with our
hope
question of the
not.
day?
I hope not.
That's a
Okay.
good P.
Corey, she said in 86 or 87, she and two other friends made these really cool California raisin costumes and won first place at a huge Seattle costume party, and they split the winning.
Randy, I once worked in the pits at the Indy 500. That's interesting. I had no idea.
I believe that. I mean, they're from there, so
Mhm. Monique, which is my across the street neighbor from when I lived in Detroit, who still, listens in. Monique said I auditioned for Ringling Brothers Circus at 17 years of age and was accepted as a dancing performer at the circus. Okay.
Steve says I'm a recovering introvert. I talked to Becky about this because I'm like, what? She said I graduated from the police academy. Becky is my friend, and she is an accountant, a very awesome accountant.
Yeah,
So
but you would think you don't think that your accountant was a police academy graduate. Other things, fun facts that people shared. Anne said I performed stand up at the parlor in Bellevue. This is one of two items on my bucket list. Still need to do the other, which she did not share, but we'll get that
yes,
from
she
her
did
someday.
share that. Yes, she did share.
Oh,
Okay, keep going because she did share.
oh, okay. I didn't see it on there. Phil said I once rode a bicycle across the Grand Canyon on a tight wire. That is hard to believe. Wow, that must be a another April Fool's one. Maybe they thought we were looking for April Fool's jokes.
No, I don't know. We were not.
Okay. Do you think anybody can ride across the Grand Canyon on a tight wire?
I think that was well, I hope that they're not. I believe it was April Fool's.
I
Yes.
think so. Dan says I won the school spelling bee fifth to eighth grade. Therefore, I'm not just a pretty face.
Cool. Didn't you win a spelling bee too, Kurt?
Yes, I did. That was I won the regional and went to the state spelling bee. I think it was first grade, and I blew it on the word business. BUIS. That was it for me.
Back to Anne, the other thing on her bucket list, you'll appreciate this a lot. She wants to learn how to play the guitar.
Well, there you go. You should do that, Anne. It's very satisfying. Finally, Carrie, her fun fact you wouldn't know about her is she knew Drew Brees in college, the former Saints quarterback. I even have a scar on my shin from his cleat. I guess she was at Purdue. Yeah, and he was at
Purdue.
Purdue as well. She was a student athletic trainer at Purdue.
The other thing that Tiger, I was like, I read something about Tiger, and I was like, no way.
Oh,
His was, and I'm not sure if this was April Fool's or not. I don't think it was. He has never drank any coffee, had any alcohol, or done any drugs in his whole life. You don't think
how is
that's true, knowing Tiger?
knowing anybody, how could you not have any alcohol, coffee, or what was the other? Oh, drugs. Well, maybe not. Yeah. Nah, I bet that was also an April Fool's-er.
Dang it.
So we got to be more clear next time when we do things around April Fool's Day.
I'm a sucker, man.
I guess I was too, because I'm buying into all this stuff.
All right.
Thank you for sharing. We appreciate it.
All
What?
right.
What? Huh?
Who has the worst hearing, men or women? There was a new study that found that men literally can't hear as well as women. There's nothing that you can do about it. It probably just comes down to anatomy.
I would have guessed that anyway, but it's hard for me to judge because my wife has great hearing, but she's 10 years younger than me, so I thought that had something to do with it.
So they tested people's hearing in different countries around the world and found it's true everywhere that the average woman has a 2 decibel advantage and up to 6 decibels with some frequencies, which it doesn't seem like a lot to make a difference, but it comes down to hormones and how our ears develop in the womb, which I think is so fascinating.
Those extra decibels that you guys get, that's not very fair.
You know what's funny about that, Kurt, is Pat fixes cars, right? But
Right.
there's so many times when I'm like, honey, do you hear that noise in the car? Do you hear that? And he cannot hear low, like very, very, like, do you know what I'm saying? Like those low
Yep.
tones. And
The-
a
the
lot of
freq-
it for
Go
him
ahead.
comes from the sirens from being a firefighter. Like they
Mhm.
wear the, head things, but it's still very loud and working on all the things he works on with all the loud tools.
Yeah, well, and for me, I mean, all those years I was in clubs, spinning music at the dance clubs, and also even on the radio, we run our headphones way too loud, so that
Yeah.
probably was not the best idea there. All right.
Here's one little nugget about this study that I thought was fascinating too. regardless of gender, we all tend to hear out of our right ear a little better than our left, and they're not sure why.
Hmm.
There you go. That's all.
Okay. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
I don't know if you are.
I'm told. Oh, I'm like the crypt keeper. Who let the dog?
Well, Who Let the Dogs Out was not supposed to go, but the Crypt Keeper. What was that from? Freaky Friday with Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh,
All
here's
right. So here's the deal.
no.
The Gen Zers say one tell that someone is old, and it has to do with their email address. That the report says Gen Z professionals are using email to guess a coworker's age, not the body of the message, not even a decision to use email in the first place. The actual email address apparently is a way a way to tell if somebody is old or not, assuming it's a personal account. What did you think about this?
I mean, it does say a little bit. Like when someone has an AOL account, I'm like, oh, okay.
Listen, I still have a Hotmail account. I mean, I have
know you
others
do.
as well. But I just, I mean, changing your email address is a big pain in the butt. So I just never, like, all right, I'll just be Hotmail for a while. So this young person says if someone has a Gmail handle, Gmail, and they have the handle with just their name and no additional letters or numbers, they probably claimed that address early on. True. When I tried to get, kurtcruz@gmail.com, somebody else already has that. So that might mean that they're a little over the hill a bit, but not too old. The real old schoolers who finally caved at some point over the past few years and got an email account, those you can tell, I guess, if they have a handle with numbers and extra stuff on it, I suppose.
I don't know.
Unless their domain is earthlink.net or their cable company, which I guess they're saying that means that you're old as well. Hey, we're just the messengers here. We're not criticizing anybody
No,
at all.
we do not judge you based on your email.
We judge you based on other things. Yes.
Oh, this is a good one, Kurt Cruz.
Let me hear it.
A poll asked if money could buy happiness, health, intelligence, and a sense of humor.
Mm-hmm.
Money can't buy everything, but it can buy a lot. We all know that. Because
Right.
rich people. So a new poll asked more than 1,000 people, which is a good sample size, about 20 intangible things. We're just going to go through a handful of them.
Right.
And
They're
had
saying
people say whether they thought money could buy that stuff.
they could buy this stuff.
Yeah, to a great extent, to some extent, or not at all.
Here's the stuff that people said you could buy, the most buyable things.
Go ahead.
Number one was social status. 86% of people said you can indeed buy social status. 85% said you can buy political influence.
We know that that's true.
Now we get
85% it can buy fun. Yeah. If I had more money, I'd be having more fun than I'm having now. And I'm having a lot of fun.
around 75% people said you could buy career success, that you could buy good health, and you could buy physical attractiveness, right? Then we get down to the 67% say that you can buy personal fulfillment with money. Money.
You can buy a longer life. You can buy happiness. 63% said you can buy happiness. I don't like this one. Friendship. And
about 50% of people said you can buy friendship.
And 40% say you can buy love. No.
As far as what you started with, the sense of humor, only 14% of people said you could buy a sense of humor. It's like either you got it or you don't, I guess.
For sure. You got it, Kurt. You got it.
Oh, you got it too, you funny, funny lady. For sure. Worry, 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 worry.
Don't worry. Be happy.
Nice. That's what I should have found for this one, right?
I know.
We can't ever play those things. We always get tagged for playing music.
You find the like cover version, so they don't. Okay.
Let's wrap this up real quick. So we're running out of time. But the average American spends 138 minutes of worrying every day.
138 minutes. That's over 2 hours.
Right. This is well, a lot of motivational quotes about how worrying is a waste of time and energy, but apparently that doesn't stop people from obsessing over stuff. This is where I found this kind of interesting. 10% of young adults schedule during their day, they schedule dedicated, quote, worry time in their daily routines, while only about 3% of those 45 and older intentionally make time for it. And you'd say, well, why would you do that? I guess maybe they think worrying will be productive, or that having dedicated times will help reduce your worry. I'm going to get my worry out of the way right now. 10 minutes, I'm going to worry, and then I'm done.
But I wonder in that worry time if they're trying to find solutions to alleviate the worry.
I'm not sure.
What's that?
All right.
Do you remember that? Do you remember the quote on worry? Like, worry is a debt. Do you know what I'm saying?
You're
like,
paying a debt. Yeah, it's and people will talk about people living rent free in your head if you're worrying and stuff like that. It's not, it doesn't do any good either. That's the thing, that you worry about something going wrong. You're causing yourself anxiety unnecessarily. And, if the thing goes wrong, it's going to go wrong. What are you going to do about that?
Yeah.
So that's maybe we should all have a little dedicated worry time every day. Would you do that, Jen?
No, I don't want it. I don't need any dedicated.
It turns out my worrying time is when I'm trying to fall asleep. And that's when I'm like laying there in bed awake for 45 minutes to an hour. Like, oh my God, I can't get this anxiety out of my head. What are you doing?
Oh, here it is. Worry is interest paid on trouble before it comes due. Something along those lines was what I had in mind. Okay. Anyway,
That's a good one.
things that people worry the most about: finances, followed by family, things you need to do, health, work, politics, and getting enough sleep.
Okay. Now it's time for this, by the way.
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
Our question of the day this time.
And it doesn't have to be a dog, by the way.
It does not have to be a dog. It can be Who Let the Cats Out. It's up to you. They didn't have that song. So if you could ask your pet one question, what would that be?
That's the question of the day that we'll post on our Facebook page, Kurt and Jen in the Morning on Facebook. If you don't already follow us, please do.
Top of my head, I can't think of one question. I'd have to narrow it down because right now I'm thinking of a lot of questions I would ask my dog.
What would be one of them?
How do you sleep all day? I want to know how to sleep all day and my life be nothing but sleeping and eating.
I would ask my dog, Sailor, why are you so snotty?
Why are you so snotty? I would say about Sailor, you determined that she was snotty. She probably does not think that she is.
Okay. Why can't you just run around the yard and not run away?
Like a normal dog.
Why don't
she tries to run away?
Why don't you listen? Yeah, if we Pat has this 2 acres of property that I would love to let her loose on, but she won't just stay on the property. No, she'll cross the street. She'll go try to kill a chicken. She'll kill a bunny.
Well, dogs do that stuff.
She doesn't come back when I call her. That's the bottom line, and that pisses me off.
Bad training. But what?
I'm trained so much.
If you could ask your pet, dog, cat, whatever, one thing, what would it be? Let us know. There's your question of the day.
Thanks for being with us today. Happy Wednesday to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy Wednesday. We'll be back on Friday with your answer to the question of the day and hopefully some other stuff.
That's right. In the meantime, we always say, make good choices, find joy, spread kindness, and find time.
And laugh.
Have a good one.